before we started watching the new season, we actually watched the last 2 episodes of the last season for me. To like,
yes, thank you. Thank you. You got it.
like a Starbucks coffee. Did you see that ludicrous display last night?
Yeah. Kane scored a goal. 2-1. Excellent.
You're in. Got him. Right.
Pop a punch last night, to be honest.
You want me to pull it?
Grab it and pull it.
Yeah, do I have it? Okay. Good afternoon. It is 2:30 and after a 00 in Great Barrington, we are finally back on trail. Was a very, very fun town to get vortexed in, kind of accidentally. The first 0 was sort of planned to give the tramily a chance to heal up because a few of us were feeling a little rough. And then the second one was just for funsies. The Bear season 3 came out and we wanted to watch some bears. So we watched some bear and we hung out. And now today it was raining all morning and we were like, you know what? We're only doing 12 miles today. Might as well just get on trail late. And that is what we did. So it is 2:30. Me, Pumbaa, Gadget, and Soap are all on trail. And today we are heading to some chapel. There is a chapel just about like 13-ish miles ahead where they are doing trail magic, making food for hikers and letting them sleep inside of the chapel, which is good because I believe it's going to rain all night. So it'll be nice to get some shelter, crank out a few miles tonight, and then really hit the road running tomorrow. We have to be in Bennington, Vermont by this Thursday, which is 5 days from now, which is 90 miles from here. And the reason for that is 4th of July is coming up. And I guess Bennington has a fun 4th of July celebration. Supposedly there's a parade, but we know there's at least going to be fireworks, which is good. And my friend Kobe is flying out, and he will be here on Friday the 5th. And he's going to do a couple days with me. We're going to make it up to Manchester Center. It's going to be really awesome to see him. And then from there, we are going to do our best to push as fast as we can into Vermont while the weather is still beautiful. So holding out for not much rain in the next few weeks because, as people so lovingly call it, Vermont is also known as Vermud. So hoping things dry out because they sure are wet right now. Also feeling very relieved to be back on trail today. Feels nice and cool out here. It's going to be cooler the next few days and nights. And it's just nice to feel like I've been like itching to get back out here. I'm honestly not even sure how many 0s I've taken in the last few weeks. I could count. Maybe I'll count when I'm editing this video. I don't know. Or maybe I won't. But definitely have been feeling the urge to get back out here, start doing big miles. Very, very excited to see Vermont. I want to get there. I also want to see the rest of Massachusetts because Massachusetts supposedly is really beautiful, which the first 10 miles have been nice. So I'm sure it's only going to get nicer from here. But should be supposedly pretty flat over the next like 60-ish miles. And then from there, we'll start seeing some elevation again. And then from there, we'll get into Vermont where we'll really start seeing some elevation again. Climbing back up to 4,000 footers and whatnot. So extremely excited for that. Very excited for this next part of the hike. Hoping to not take too many more breaks for the rest of the hike. Really just want to see some really beautiful hiking and get to Katahdin. that's a bummer. That's the AT chapel over there. It is totally locked up and nobody's there. So, guess there's no trail magic and we're going to the shelter. Well, if the chapel had been open, I would have been out of the rain. But the chapel wasn't open, I'm in the rain, but I'm doing more miles than I had planned, which is good. And my legs are cleaner. So, can always look on the positive side. Yeah, that actually wasn't too bad. There's no lightning, no thunder, no crazy wind. As far as a rainstorm goes, when you're on a mountain, that was best case scenario. The wind is starting to pick up. Starting to get some big bursts of wind. Of course, the second I start recording, the wind goes away. But I'm trying to hurry up to the shelter now. I've only got 1 mile left, and don't want to be out hiking when there's big winds like this, because you got to keep an eye out for trees and branches. And I took my earphone out. I learned that trick from Abe, rifle. Because if you hear a crack, you need to have your ears open so you can look up and make sure there's not a branch trying to come down on you. So, see? Wind. Okay, it is 8:30 and I made it to the shelter. The shelter is really busy. The bear box is totally full. All the tent pads are full, but the shelter is 100% open. Soap Gadget and Pumbaa are behind. I lost them, so I am hoping they don't get here too late. But I texted them and let them know what's up. I let them know that the shelter's totally open, so I'm sure that they'll be fine. No big deal. But yeah, I'm in my tent. Everything is soaking wet, but I'm gonna try and get some sleep anyway. Good night.